Hey y'all, it's Zooks, and this is Let's Play Satisfactory, where everything's made up and the efficiency doesn't matter. That's right, it's like the mystery flavor of Dum-Dums. Just gross. Welcome back to the FICSIT Apprenticeship Program. When last we left off, we had completed the new Pioneer onboarding process, and we are going to start by checking out some of these new things we get to play with. Let's go. Open up our hub terminal. As you can see, in the last two episodes we got through all 6 of these hub upgrades, and we unlocked biomass burners, space elevator, and biomass or B-mass. And now we got these tiers of milestones. We got base building. This is foundations for a factory, extremely important. Logistics, we get some splitters so we are not limited to one belt between machines, which is fantastic. Conveyor lifts, productivity display. I think everyone here at FAP would appreciate this. We got field research, a MAM, object scanner, beacon, all this cool stuff. We also get to go tier 2, and there's not really, you can go at these in any sort of, you know, there's not, you can go for tier 2 stuff if you want first, or you can go to tier 1 stuff first. Let's look at this part assembly. An assembler crafts 2 parts into another part. So instead, the constructor makes 1 part into 1 part. An assembler takes 2 parts to make into 1 part. We got some recipes here, a whole bunch of new parts. Obstacle clearing, chainsaw, solid biofuel or B-fuel. Inventory slots, I like a chainsaw, we might be doing that one. Jump pads, I mean, there's something. Ooh, this is new. Okay, cool, customizer, we are definitely gonna be playing with that at some point. We are at Mark II conveyor belt, so Mark I conveyor belts only transport 60 resources a minute, and these can double our throughput on the conveyor belts if we need it. So let's do obstacle clearing. Obstacle clearing. Let's see if we have the resources that we need. I have the concrete. Let's make some cables. Oh man, that was painful. Okay, that was a lot of tinking. We're gonna do something about that. But first, let's go ahead and do this. Ooh. So now our
milestone reached. Biofuel will ensure maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, you are now capable of removing foliage that consists primarily of wood. Additionally, R&D inflated your pocket dimension.
Perfect. All right. So that was how you do a milestone. Obviously, we get to unlock this stuff. I'm gonna get started on this right away, but that was a lot of tinking, guys. All right. I'm not gonna lie. We gotta fix that. We can't be doing that the whole time. Yeah. Right on cue. Right on cue. Power. We've been eating away at leaves, and that's pretty inefficient. And you know us here at FICSIT Apprenticeship Program are all about efficiency. So we are going to make some biomass or B-mass. Let's start. We're gonna actually, and you know how I said all this stuff was temporary? It's because it is. We are gonna be taking a lot of this down and restructuring it a little bit. Hey bud, what do you got for me? I've been tinking a lot. Thank you, iron ore. That's not super helpful, but you're so cute that I'm gonna accept it. We're gonna do a little bit more automation here. So we're gonna start tearing some stuff down. Tearing all this stuff down. One thing, a little tip for everybody here. If you hold control and hover over stuff, you can highlight it to be mass deconstructed all at one time. Boop. And it's all gone. Look at that. Let's go ahead. So we're gonna do a little something here. I want all of you at FAT to pay attention. This is what your first goal will be, to automate this biomass production. Because here's what it's gonna look like. When you start working with biomass, this is normally how you're gonna have to handle it, right? You go in here, leaves, and you do a lot of this. And that's a lot of, it's coming back. Sweet. Love that thing. But you come in here and you gotta make it by hand. And I mean, that's not cool. This is not fun. This is not what fun looks like. This one especially. Look at how long it takes to make this biomass, or bee fuel. It's a lot.
Milestone exchange concluded. FICSIT freighter re-entry complete.
Thank you, Ada. So we don't want to do this. We want to make this a little bit easier on ourselves. So what we're gonna do is, first we're gonna make, one thing we haven't done yet is make our chainsaw. So let's go ahead and make this chainsaw. We're gonna add that to our to-do list. Let's see if we can't get this. It's gonna be a whole heck of a lot of screws. Okay, let's make our chainsaw. Oh yeah. So chainsaws are fueled by solid biofuel. And what you can do is, all right, little buddy, you're gonna have to back up because this is dangerous equipment. I do not want to harm you, and you need to stay out from under these trees because they could fall. As you can see, I cannot pull this up like I would normally be able to pull up leaves, but it's highlighted, and if I go like this, boop, I get it all. And you can see down there in the bottom left, I'm getting a ton of biomass. Biomass, bee mass, and it has a sort of AoE effect. So now the deforestation can truly commence. And this is how we're gonna fuel our initial power setup, through the use of this chainsaw. We're gonna grab all the biomass we can in this area and turn it into bee fuel automatically, kind of. This will still be a semi-automatic process because obviously I have to run up to these trees to chop them. But that's not going to stop me from doing it. Let's figure out what this is going to look like. So let's pull up a constructor here. Oh, I'm going to have to make a couple more plates. Hold on a sec. We are going to need 2 constructors. Then we'll do 3 constructors. Nope, we have to do 4, and then we're going to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be our setup for automation of biomass. All right, we are done tinking for now. Let's get, oh, it looks, I got to tell you, I got some nice sight lines going on now that we chopped away all those trees. I love it. We're gonna make our biomass automation station. It starts with 2 containers, 2 store. Hey buddy, hey man. How you doing, dude? I love you. All right, starts with 2, we're gonna start with 2 constructors. Let's put them right there, and right there. So, and we'll go into our recipes. And if you see down here, we got biomass recipes now. Biomass from leaves. It'll take 10 leaves and make 1 biomass. Biomass from wood. Actually, I'm sorry. This takes 10 leaves and turns them into 5 biomass. This takes 4 wood and turns it into 20 biomass. And this takes 8 biomass and makes 4 solid biofuel. So we want to try our best to automate this, as this is sort of the blood of our power structure at the moment. So we're going to try our best to automate this. So one of these is going to be set to take leaves, and one of these is going to be set to take wood. Let's set up 2 storage containers. One there. Watch out, little buddy. Okay, bud. Okay, bud. Okay, bud. There we go. There we go. Perfect. You do no wrong. So we're gonna put this here. So now what the plan is so whenever we pick up leaves, we're gonna dump them here. If you control click, it'll dump all of your stacks in there. So now we're gonna have leaves coming in here. Obviously we don't have any power in there at the moment. Similar thing here, we got wood. So as we accumulate wood, we're just gonna run into this container and plop it down in there. Now, we are going to we're going to do a buffer container here. This is not necessary in the slightest, but I like buffer containers, so we are going to do this. There you are. Bam. Now, we're going to do some conveyor belts out, so we automatically pull our biomass out. Then we got to add some more constructors here to turn that B mass into B fuel. B fuel, B fuel. And finally, 2 more containers to accumulate B fuel. All right, doggo, come on, bud. Got it. Did I put this the wrong way? I did. That is something that frequently happens with new pioneers. All right. So let's get this powered up. We're gonna power these 2 through this power pole. Have it come through here. Pick up these 2 constructors and have this pole come here. Do this and this. Let's take those down. Let's do this. We're gonna have 1 pull out in front of this guy, 1 pull out in front of this guy. Bang, bang, boom. All right, and we are going to put some biofuel, solid biofuel. So now, and obviously we are not making too much, but now, so let me just say this. This is the most energy efficient form of solid biomass. You can use this. This is more efficient than this B mass. We didn't even really use this. We kind of skipped ahead a little bit. I went straight for the obstacle clearing and got the solid biofuel recipe right away. But this is more efficient than leaves and wood, but it's not as efficient as this. So we are now using our solid biofuel to process our wood and our leaves automatically into biomass. And it goes into these constructors to make solid biofuel. Did I not connect this? I didn't. And now we have this solid. I love you, man. Oh, another slug. You're the best. Go get another one, boy. All right. And so now we're going to accumulate solid biomass on the reg while we, work on the rest of our factory. And I don't have to find a place to store the leaves and the wood. because I have it. Leaves will go here. And wood goes here. And that gives me a little bit of time to run through. I'm going to clear out this area of those stupid trees. And that way I'll have a little bit of a decent supply of biomass to get the rest of the factory up and running. So I'll be back with you in a sec after I've done some slight deforestation. All right, I think we're done with the deforestation, though I don't like to say deforestation. I like to call it letting the sunlight in a bit, you know? But as you can see, we've been chopping a ton. We got a ton of wooden leaves, and all we have to do, run over here, control click our wood, straight in there. Control click our leaves, straight in there. And I actually need to put my biomass in there because I don't need it anymore. And let's see how much we got going here. Perfect. Look at this. Plenty, plenty, plenty. This is perfect. We're going to start getting a sort of rudimentary automation set up. We still don't have a ton of tools at our disposal, but we have a little bit more power stuff that we get to do. We have a little bit more freedom, I should say, with our power because we get to build biomass burners. Let's take a look at, I have a ton of copper in here I don't need on me. We are going to start, so here's the one issue we're going to have at the moment. We have these miners, right? They have one conveyor belt input, and we don't have any way to feed multiple machines from one miner. So we're going to have to just do it for now. It'll be one constructor to one miner. So we have 3 iron nodes, and that's pretty convenient because there's 3 iron parts that we want to automate. So let's start with iron plates. We'll do a buffer container unit, followed by a smelter, because we have to smelt iron ore into iron ingots. Then we'll do another buffer container into a constructor into a container. And we should be pretty good on all those parts except reinforced iron plates. And I should probably honestly make a bit more cable. You know, we're not gonna start with plates, we're gonna start with rods, because rods are what I'm low on at the moment, and I really don't want to run out before I get some automation up. So let's make this first setup. Oh, I did not mean to bump into you. More coal, dude. Coal is not healthy for you, doggo. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of a buffer. And we're actually gonna have this sort of snake back on itself a little bit. We'll do production. We're gonna be yanking out some iron ingots, or iron ore, out of this machine into this smelter. And we'll put it into, we're gonna put it into a container, and then into a constructor to make rods. So we're gonna have it snaking back on itself a little bit here. So it's gonna come around here and into this, and then into a container. And that's it. This is how you automate. Oh wow, I butchered the placement of that. Come on. Come on, fappers. Give me strength. Here, we get a little bird's eye view here. Watch out, bud. I'm gonna be throwing down this huge box. I don't want you. Okay, good. So we're gonna make iron rods. It's going to need iron ingots, which will be coming out of this. And this will pull out iron ore. Iron ore into iron ingots into iron rods. Let's throw some power poles down here. Fantastic. And then we're gonna just bring these power lines. I'm gonna put a central pole here, probably. There's a ton of stuff there. Let's... If you did not pay attention earlier, this is me control. I take control and I hover over these things I want to delete, and then I delete them all at one time. I'm gonna put a central pole here, and then we'll just take this central pole back to our power grid here. So now we should have power. Let's see if we've changed a bit. We did. So we've correctly connected our iron rod production. Let's make sure things are working a little bit the way they're supposed to. Iron ore into the smelter to iron ingots. I actually don't even know if it pops up in here at all. I think it just goes straight through. Yeah. To make iron rods. Fantastic. Perfect. And then it should get... Yep. Perfect. 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 That is our first iron product. Hey bud, you proud of me? I'm proud of you. Let's check out our next iron. It'll be exactly the same setup too. So it'll be 3 containers, 1 constructor, 1 smelter. So let's get that started. I'm gonna delete that. And this. See. Boom. Work it, Travis. Boom. All right. We're gonna do our buffer container first. All right. Straight into a smelter. And then let's go ahead and put our constructor down, because it's the reason I'm putting the constructor down is it's wider than the container, and if I were to put the container too close, I'd have to rebuild the constructor. I don't want to do that. I think that'll work. That works, but will this work? Yep. And yep. And then that works. And now we need 1 more container. Did I see another? Okay, it's just a bird. I thought you had a little buddy over here. And the final destination container. Ooh. It's a little off, but that's okay. Fantastic. Hey, it's still connected to a grid. Oh no, it was just a... It looks like it's still producing, but that's only because it had accumulated a stack in here. And so when I hooked up the even though it doesn't have any power, it's gonna dump the contents into the conveyor belt. So let's put our power poles down. And oh, we'll actually do this, right? So we're not overloading here. So that should, so if you'll notice here, our production is, we're likely going to blow a fuse here because our max consumption is at 42, but our capacity is only 40. So that is a big no-no. We are going to alleviate that by adding a biomass burner. And oh, I Okay, interesting thing to note. I hit shift and it adds 10. We don't want 10, we just want 1. So I'm gonna make a place, you know, honestly, the place that I put my biomass burner should be relatively close to this biomass production. So let's do something like this, right? Actually, I'm changing my mind here. Hey, buddy. Let's put this closer. Alright, so now we potentially have, ooh, see, this is why you gotta do this, guys. Look at this. I haven't had to manually craft any biofuel, and I already have 2.5 stacks. Let's plop one of these in here. So now we should see our capacity go up even further to 70. So we have a lot of leg room now in the power department, so we could start adding in more production lines. Let's take a look. So we are utilizing 1 iron and 2 iron. I actually didn't set these recipes. As you can see, the ore is just getting backed up because I haven't selected a recipe, so it can't accumulate the ore into here. So let's change that. This one's gonna make iron plates, and then out of this one, we're gonna make screws. And we're gonna set this up a tad bit different. So let's see, so we're obviously gonna need a smelter. We're gonna do a buffer container into a smelter, into a buffer container, into a constructor. The constructor is gonna make rods, and the rods are gonna go into a buffer container, and then into another constructor to make screws, and into a final container. So this is going to have a little bit extra production because screws are not made from iron rods directly, or iron ingots directly. They're made from iron rods. And hopefully I have been accumulating plenty of these at the moment. Fantastic! I love this game. I love this game so much. Did you see that, man? I needed iron rods, and I have automated iron rods right there. Fantastic. All right, let's go. Hopefully this will be the last time I ever have to manually craft screws. All right, we should have... Hey, bud. Hey, man. I'm chasing you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I love you, man. All right. Let's go. Let's see. We're gonna do this. Boop. Oh, by the way, if you click once, you put it down, right? And then you can lift your mouse up and make it taller. Boop, 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 boop. We're not gonna make it taller. I think you, yeah. We're not gonna make it taller, obviously, but I just want to show you all that. So we're going to put our container here. All right, doggo. Like I said, some of this is going to be a bit pescetti for a little bit going, but it's not going to be that way forever, especially once we start our actual base build. And this is mostly just to get our initial production lines established, so we can automatically be producing things that we need. Let's put a constructor here. We're actually gonna do something right about there. Into a container. All right, pup. Watch out, man. Watch out. Oop, there it is. Another constructor. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. Bop, bop. Last container. Let's just do this here, right? Ooh, 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 ooh. We're gonna do that. Something like that. Yeah. Alright. Alright, sorry, bud. Alright. I don't know what I'm trying to do. Put that right through your head. Alright. Into the smelter to make iron ingots. Uh-oh. Interesting. That's not what I was going for, but okay. Let's readjust this because it was trying to make a weird shape. Bada bing. Bada boom. So now this will make rods. It's gonna go in here, out there, into screws, in there, out there. Perfection. Alright. Do our power pole here. There. And you gotta link up everything. Make sure you link everything you got. And then we'll put another pole there. Connect it. See if our... Yep, we got it correctly connected. Let's see what we got. Capacity at 70. Max consumption at 59. Fantastic. We even have 10 megawatts to spare. That is our iron production. Let's move on to limestone. The limestone is a bit different. And I'll give you the reason why in a sec. We're gonna do... It's actually not gonna be too different because I don't have the mergers I need. Or I'm sorry, I say mergers. I meant I don't have the splitters I need. So what we're gonna do for now is just do that. I don't know why I wasn't doing that the whole time. I'm actually kind of frustrated. I'm so frustrated I'm gonna deforest this area. Yeah, so it looks like the concrete setup is pretty much all it was already set up pretty spot on. We just need to connect it to power. So there's not much we're gonna do there. All we are gonna do next is to automate our copper. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't really, the problem with the copper is we only got one copper node, which means we can only make one copper item. And it's unfortunate we have 2 copper products that we need to produce. So we'll probably just make wire and still be stuck manually crafting. Oh yeah, we're gonna totally leave that. And manually crafting, I can't think. We're gonna manually craft the cable from now on. I mean, until we can get our splitters set up. Once we get a splitter setup going, it's not gonna be a big deal in the slightest, and we'll be able to do both. But for the time being, get out of here, tree. You're not welcome here, tree. All right, we need another smelter. I actually didn't do my to-do list, so I'm almost certain I'm gonna be missing stuff. All right, into this. Nope, not like that. There you go. That. Into, I knew it! Should have done my to-do list, and I didn't. I love you, chainsaw, but you are really big and take up a lot of the screen. All right, you know, I didn't even check my box for the screws, but that's okay. All right, I just need one constructor and then one container, and we're good. Oh, put that backwards. Got it. I got it. I got it, Ma. Alright, let's power these bad boys up. Okay, let's check the power grid. Alright, we're in a little bit of danger here. So we might be adding another biomass burner again. You see that blue line popping over the gray line? We're going to need to add a biomass burner. So, but that should be relatively easy. I need a couple more iron rods. In fact, we haven't checked the status of these automated productions a little bit. Perfect. We're getting auto iron rods. Everything is working as anticipated. Let's see if we're getting screws. And we're getting screws. Fantastic. What about iron plates? Perfect, 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 perfect. We did not set any recipes, I remember. To wire. All right. Now that everything's automated, oh yeah, we gotta do one, let's add a biomass burner. Can I want this to be kinda, come on, there we go. Now these things, you kinda have to be really careful about how you're connecting them. All right, but we're now producing, our max capacity is 100. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And look at that, we really aren't chewing through this. I love this solid biofuel. It's way better than those leaves. We chewed through those leaves and we barely had anything on that power grid. Fantastic. How are we doing on biomass? Biofuel. Fantastic. Love it. I love it. This is my favorite part of this setup. Everybody in the FICSIT Apprenticeship Program needs to check out that build. It's really important to automate that biomass process. All right. Let's tackle these milestones. Tier 1. I know we skipped ahead. We did this obstacle clearing, but this bee fuel was just too tempting to pass up. But I kind of want to go in order. So let's check out Tier 1. We'll start with base building. We get a lookout tower, some foundations, and walls, ramps, all this good stuff. I love it. We're going to select it, and I believe I have all this stuff. Now that everything is automated, it's going to be a little bit different than what we were experiencing in the hub upgrades, because all we're going to be doing is running to our production lines and yanking parts out of boxes. So it should be much easier. Like right now, I probably have enough items to do all the tier 1 milestones, which is really our goal. We want to do that today. Let's see how this goes. Bop, 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 baran.
Milestone reached. You have unlocked several structures aimed to provide the first needed to build basic factory infrastructure and improved overview. Building these will provide a grid for more advanced organizing and sectioning of your factory.
Perfect. You are correct, Ada. So we're going to build, similar to what we did before, we're going to showcase all of these items before we try to move on. So I believe it's under organization. We have a lookout tower. This is for, it's for planning, it's for getting a good view. When you're putting down your machines and stuff and you're trying to get a good idea of where machines and stuff are going to go, you can come up into your lookout tower and get an idea of how you want to lay stuff down. This is I love this part of the map. It's really, really pretty. I love the beach, except for that poison gas over there. This is really nice, so let's leave that there. And then if you jump off, you're going to take damage. Not very smart. Let's check out these foundations. I lot of this stuff is really new to me. This is part of the update 5. They are making it so you can have a little bit more customization options with your foundations, but I believe we have to unlock that later. So we're getting these standard issue foundations here. But I'll show you what the foundations do. It's just this. It's a box. And the great thing about these is that it makes lining up stuff on your factory really nice. Because let's say we want to add a biomass burner, it starts snapping to the grid that is your foundations. So you don't have this sort of sloppy looking setup that we got going on here. You can have this nice flat straight lines, nice right angles, stuff like that. We are definitely going to use these, but we're not going to use these now. At the moment, we're still working on some of these original. I feel like we're still in the beginner phases, and we're gonna use these in a little bit. In a couple episodes, we're gonna start working on a more true starter base. But at the moment, I kind of want to get through a couple of these milestones first. But that's the foundation. Let's put another foundation down, and then I want to show you all the walls. There's also ramps. Ramps are awesome. This is sort of if you start exploring, this is sort of the way you want to do it. Like, we didn't have to do that jumping puzzle. I could have just done this over and over again and get up there, but I didn't, because I wanted to get there. I wanted that slug real bad. Let's check out the walls. So we got a short wall. I'm a big fan of these short walls. They didn't have these before update 5. So now we'll be able to have a little bit more detail in our factories. And then we have these full walls. Fantastic looking. This is super basic, obviously, but I'm really happy to have them. We're not going to use them right away, but I kind of wanted to get through our milestones. Let's keep looking at these other ones. So that was base building. All super helpful. I'm very soon, I don't even know, it might be the next episode or the episode after that, we're going to be definitely going through and making a true starter base with foundations and fully efficient production lines, and show you the process of that. At the moment though, we're going to continue on through our tier 1 milestones, and the next one is logistics. And this is a huge game changer specifically for these. And I'll show you why. We're just going to show you. I'm not telling you nothing about it. Let's select this. Let's see if we got enough rods. I'm worried that we don't. And I refuse to manually craft anything anymore, because I'm spoiled. Fantastic. Do I have enough? No. I wonder if I have any overflow here. One thing that's worth pointing out, you can see here this belt is not getting caught up. It's also not full, so it's not, this belt moves items at 60 a minute. So we're obviously not producing 60 a minute, so there's not really, what's the term, a bottleneck here. So it freely flows here, but here it's hung up, it's stopped, it's not running full. Hey bud, I'm just explaining. Thank you for the nuts. I'm just explaining bottlenecking. So you can see here the iron rod, or iron ingots are getting held up. They're stopping and going, and you can see the belt moving underneath it. It basically means that this is not consuming the iron ingots fast enough, and it's making iron rods. And I was kind of hoping, it doesn't look like that's the case though, that we are accumulating some. So look here, you see that I was hoping that maybe we had a stockpile in here, but we don't, because it's stockpiling here first. But we're obviously not we're not consuming the iron rods at 100% efficiency, because they're stockpiling here. And if I were to leave this running for forever, these rods would back up into this container, which is why I use these containers, because I like to hedge against that problem, and it's good for identifying that problem by seeing stuff accumulate into your buffer bins. So I'm gonna grab these rods because I need them, but we will be going into more detail later when we get into our base building, how to efficiently put line up production lines and stuff like that, so you don't have that overflow underflow problem.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to increase the complexity and efficiency of your factory. We encourage you to consider more verticality when it comes to factory logistics to streamline short-range transportation.
Verticality, you say?
The display will help you measure and improve the productivity of individual buildings to aid with optimization.
Hey, us here at FAP know everything about optimization and are continually striving to optimize and be efficient. So let's check out, I believe it's logistics. So we have these lifts. Lifts are pretty cool. We'll use them, but basically instead of having to ramp up your conveyors, you can just build them like this. And so conveyors will now, it'll go here and then be lifted up and then go out. So you don't have to ramp up your conveyor belts. Really handy. We're not using that right this second, but I want to show you these. I believe I have enough parts for these. Let's first make sure our biofuel situation is fantastic. It is. And we're going to do a little bit of an expansion over here. I'm going to add... I'm going to show you with our copper line here. So we're getting a backup here. So we're going to add a constructor. And we're going to add a storage container, then another constructor, and then another storage container. Let's go. I got to manually craft these things. But I don't have to do the screws anymore. I just have to do the reinforced plates. And I'll tell you this, reinforced plates are a completely different monster to try to automate. I'll tell you that. So at the moment, this copper line, right? It's one copper line. But we are gonna do something here where we take... Oh, it's not gonna let me. How? You're not gonna let me do this, are you? It's so close. It's like a pixel. Okay, let's get rid of the container. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. All right, let's see if we can get this a little bit on the snug side, right? Perfect, let's do that. Why? Why? Just why? Did that? I feel like that was right there before, too. Just saying. That's just me, though. Let's see. Now we can put our splitter here. So now watch. I can take... we're gonna do one of these. Beep. Get dead. Throw in a buffer container. Add another constructor. Watch out, bud. And then add another. Oh, come on, buddy. I like how it's not gonna put it on him, and as soon as he moves, it like drops down. All right. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, so let's show you the power of the splitter. we now have this full line, right? And it gets split in half. Half will go here, half will go here. All right, we're gonna have this making wire. And I need to make sure we properly add this to the grid. And this, so this is gonna make wire. It's gonna go into this container. Hey, bud. Ooh, some bacon. Thank you, buddy. That was a very nice gift. And it's gonna make wire and make it into cable. And so now we are automating cable off of one line of copper. And that is the power of the splitter. And the reality was this, if you remember, we were getting hung up here. It was pulling, I mean, it's still getting hung up. So we're getting to sort of share the load of the iron production into two constructors by using a splitter. Whereas before we were sort of limited to one production building per node. So what we could do is expand all of these at the moment, but we're not going to do that. Oops, sorry, I just bumped stuff. We're not going to do that right now. I do think I want to do that to my concrete, but I kind of want to keep checking out these milestones. Let's take a look at these milestones a little bit. And that was all of those units. Let's check out our field research. This is one of my favorite milestones. An underrated milestone, in my opinion. The field research is extremely fun. It adds a different, what's the term? It adds a second progression. It adds new progression. And I love the progression in this game. So I am all about some new progression. Let's go ahead and check this out. Oh yeah, the best sound in the game.
Milestone reached. The molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, will allow R&D to provide new technologies, items, and buildings based on samples collected in the field. To ensure a greater chance of success during exploration, an upgraded tool belt has been provided, as well as an object scanner and beacons. Note: the object scanner requires calibration via the MAM to enable detection of specific objects.
Yes, ma'am. Let's take a look at that milestone. So we are done with tier 1. How cool is that? Ma'am, object scanner, beacon, personal storage box, and some upgrades. We now have an additional hand slot right here, so we can now dual wield a Xeno Zapper and chainsaw. We can't dual wield. It just means that we get to scroll through them, which is super helpful. And I got more inventory, which is great. Let's see. Ma'am, object scanner. Obviously, you can see these are pieces of equipment. Beacon, a personal storage box. This is handy to have around. And the MAM. We are going to build every single one of those things. I'm starting with an object scanner, which we need. How many beacons is that? 3? 3 beacons. So let's queue up 3 beacons. And then we'll also queue up, I want 5 beacons in my inventory. So we'll do that. And on top of that, I'll add one of these so we can show you the personal storage box. And then the MAM. Let's go grab some supplies. Get our, I love the automation in this game. Now we just basically get to walk over to our machines and just grab them out of the box. It's so nice. I don't have to stand at the crafting thing and tink away at the machine, or it's just great. It's just great. I really want to expand that concrete line. We will be devouring concrete in the days to come. At the moment, it's not too violent. Oh, dude, that scared me. All right, let's go. We're gonna build this equipment first. So we gotta build a bunch of beacons, specifically 8. I love beacons. They are super handy. I need 4 reinforced plates. Actually need more than 4, but hey-yo, we got it. Object scanner. And then I think that's it. I think that's it. We got a personal storage box. So let's, I'm jumping ahead. Dude, thank you, bud. My little dog gave me some wood. Very appreciative of that. Let's drop some of that stuff in there. We don't need that. So, let's build. What did I build first? I did beacon, and then I did object scanner. So let's show you the beacons. This is a beacon. Looks pretty cool, huh? Oh yeah. So, whenever you're out and about doing stuff, if you find something that is of some significance to you, you can left click on the ground and it drops a beacon. And you'll look, if you look up on the compass up there, hey, I know, man, you are adorable. If you look up on the compass, you'll see that it's now marked on the compass, so you can remember where it's at. And you can kind of label these things. So, special stash. And you can color these things, make them purple, right? Something. And then it's that color. But it's super handy for marking a spot on the map that's important for some reason. And then if you're done with it, you just hit pick it up and it's gone. Fantastic. I keep beacons on me all the time. Next, we got the object scanner. At the moment, I don't believe we have anything. You have to program your scanner through the MAM. So let's go ahead and build the MAM. Actually, we're going to show you the personal storage box. This is not too crazy. It's just a personal storage box. It's similar to this box that we have on the hub, but you can build it wherever you want, and it's just inventory. It's not like the containers. There's no automation here. This is just a place to dump stuff. Let's make our MAM. I love the MAM. It's gonna go right here. Yeah, like right. Yeah, right there. And this is the MAM. Molecular Analysis Machine. And we got some trees of research. And there's different sort of trees here that we can do different things with, and you put in specific things. Like here, my little dog was so generous to give me a bacon agaric. So if I click this and hit start research, I consume that agaric and gain research, and it only takes 3 seconds for these. And I had learned it, and it now gives us access to this.
New object added to the object scanner.
Do you see that? I got a new object here. So now...
New research available in the MAM.
Sorry, Ada. So now I can walk around, and if I'm near or pointing towards a bacon agaric mushroom, I can scan it and it'll start beeping on me. Let's check out more of those nutrients. I think we have enough barrel nuts because, again, my dog's coming in clutch. Let's take 3 seconds to research this. And I now get to change the scanner again. Oh, I'm scanning the wrong thing. What is it, Q? No, it's just left click. So now I can scan for nuts. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Let's, we did a ton today. Oh, I'm beeping. That's because I'm close. All right, we're doing that next episode. We're not doing that now. Pay attention. All right, that's it. That's all for this episode. We got a ton done. All of tier 1 is complete. And I'm thinking about getting out of the base a little bit because we just unlocked the MAM. You know, we can maybe go find some stuff to do some research on or things to scan. It's gonna be lit. Either way, please like, subscribe, and comment. It all helps and is very appreciated. Well, it's over. Yeah. Bye.